So, who likes tie-ins to sequels of tie-ins to rebooted movie series? Because I do.
How you get so big into food of this kind?
Hello Internet, Yoda Bauer here from Port Haven, your Star Wars Refuge. Want to talk to you today about a book that came out a little while ago. I'm kind of behind in the reviews, but it's okay because it's also lead up to a new game that's coming out. Of course, I'm talking about Inferno Squad, the novel that is the tie-in to Battlefront II. So, I know what you're thinking. No one wanted Battlefront II, right? Because the original, true, pure Battlefront II is the ultimate of ultimate Star Wars games, and why would you remake it, especially when your first one sucks so bad? I'm not here to trash on the first Battlefront game, actually, like, at all. At this point, you either love it or hate it or returned it or something. It's old news. But what I can say is watching the stuff about the new Battlefront 2, it seems like the developers might have listened to all the people complaining and put in a lot of the things that people wanted. Honestly, I think a lot of that is because they were in such a rush to get the first new Battlefront out. Battlefront 3.1. It's a more confusing naming scheme than the Jedi Outcast games. From here on out, if I'm saying first or second Battlefront game, I mean the rebooted series. This is just going to make it easier. When the first Battlefront game came out, there was a tie-in novel called Twilight Company, which I adored, and it really surprised me that one of the best canon novels, or new canon novels that had been released to date, was actually a tie-in novel to a tie-in video game of a rebooted movie franchise. But it was great. It got you in the trenches with the rebellion and let me see the rebellion in a way I'd never seen before. Inferno Squad does just that, but for the Empire. So Inferno Squad refers to the characters in the story campaign for Battlefront II. This novel gives you a chance to get to know those characters before we see them. As best as I can tell from watching trailers, it seems like the story campaign of the game picks up right after Return of the Jedi, which is really interesting because the novel is about how Inferno Squad comes together and is formed into a team, and that happens shortly after the destruction of Alderaan from A New Hope. I really don't want to say too much about the novel specifically because I want you to read it because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I can say you will not walk away from the book without changing your appreciation for what the sides are, without realizing that good guys can sometimes be bad, and that the bad guys, while being bad, might have motivations for being that way. I also think today it's just an important thing to think about in general. Like, why do we do what we do, and could people we disagree with potentially have motivations that, while we don't agree with, we could empathize with? Because of it, I think it's an important book for canon and an important book to read in general. And then, of course, all of that aside, it will help you understand your game better, because games are also important. So those are my thoughts about Inferno Squad. Have you read it? Come check us out on Port Haven. We have a place to discuss this book. I would love to talk about it with you, and I would love to actually talk about spoilers. Like, yeah, like that part, I won't say that part on the video. But please, come check us out. Check the description below. I have links to different parts of our site. I have links to some friends at Port Haven who also make fantastic videos, especially if you're more into the gaming than into the Star Wars. Until next time, keep it real, fly casual.
Cooking can be fun!